Welcome, Leo, in the star reading for you, where we're going to find out who is your soulmate, how they look, how you'll meet, when this is going to happen, and who they are as a person. To get your free tarot reading, first 3 of you who are subscribed to the channel, like the video and watched it in full, please write down your question, one question in the comment section, and I will answer it in the next 24 hours. I'm Cosmo Mikowski, a tarot reader with over 20 years of experience, and let's dive right into the reading and find out how this person looks. We have the 8 of Wands, we have the 3 of Cups, and we have the 9 of Cups. So Leos, let's start with the 8 of Wands, and this shows someone who is lean, who is fit, and is very, very active. 8 of Wands shows a person who moves a lot, who usually does sport or things like that, who has to, in some cases, has to move a lot because of the job they're actually doing. So I'm talking about moving. I'm talking about moving physically, not only through, moving by car or something like that, because this represents the way they look, and they are fit because of that movement. I hope you understand what I'm getting at. And yes, this someone is going to be physically very, very fit. The 3 of Cups shows someone who is smiling a lot, who has usually a very charming smile, who is very, if you meet this someone, if you talk with him or her for a couple of minutes, you're going to see that this person usually smiles, jokes about things, talks in a very lively way about things, is a very pleasant person to be around, and this corresponds to the way they look, because it corresponds to the way they move, to the way they talk, to the way they are interacting with other people. So the 3 of Cups shows exactly a very joyful person, usually, who shows that joy around and is happy to make other people laugh and feel well about themselves. The 9 of Cups shows Leo as something which maybe I should start with, but the 9 of Cups shows that this person has definitely one trait, at least one. Usually it's a couple, but this trait is very important for you. Maybe you're not willing to say it out loud, but this is something that makes a person very attractive. Yes, so if you like long hair, this person has beautiful long hair. If you like someone who is tall, this person is going to be tall. Things like that, So sometimes, as I said, we are not that willing to share with others what we find attractive, but okay, you will know because it's about you, Leo. Here. So this person is going to have that trait, probably a couple of those, and that's why he or she is going to stand out and be special, at least to you. And let's move on, Leo, and find out how you will meet. And we have the 3 of Wands and we have the Ace of Swords. So, I would say that you have already met. The 3 of Wands strongly suggests someone that you already know. And there's a caveat here, because the 3 of Wands may show someone who is near you, who is maybe even your partner right now. If you are in a relationship, maybe we're talking about your husband or your wife. The 3 of Wands may show also someone that you have met, years back. So this can be someone that was in your life when you were in school, or maybe in another job, or in another town. So most likely this is someone that your paths crossed at some certain point in your lives, but as I said, this can be also someone who is already somewhere near you. And the Ace of Swords shows that when you're going to meet this person, maybe another time, the second time, let's say, this is going to be connected to some kind of an issue, maybe with something that you will have to deal with, and most likely this person is going to help you with this. So let's say you actually in your job you have some important assignment, and then this person is going to be also working with you in the same office and is going to help you with it. Or maybe you're going to go on an errand, important errand, something that you have to do. You have to work this thing out. It isn't easy. The Ace of Swords usually shows something that is quite difficult to actually deal with, and that person is going to be there. Maybe you're going to run into that person when you're going to go to, I don't know, the city hall, or the court, or whatever, and then you will actually see him or her and say, yeah, okay, that was quite a lot of years, but what you're doing here? I actually have to do something and deal with something right now, but here's my number, and let's get together later on. Things like that. This can be connected with that person, as I said, when he or she is going to help you with it in some way, but it's not always this way. And my dear Leo, if you like this reading, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, but let's find out who this person is as a person. We have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Knight of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Justice card, and we have the Nine of Wands. So, okay, first of all, the Knight of Wands here, this corresponds well with the Eight of Wands. The Knight of Wands shows someone who is very active, who is not only active because they have to be, but also they are energetic. And this goes even further than that physical sphere of life. It's not only sports, it's not only going, hiking or riding a bicycle or things like that, but it's also traveling, doing things, going to, I don't know, to the movies, going on trips, vacation and things like that. This Knight of Wands shows a person who is very active in that life sense. Yes, so this is going to be exactly that kind of person who is not going to be boring in any way, because if you are going to meet, you're going to be together maybe, this energy from that person is going to actually move towards you and is going to envelop you as well, because I don't see this someone spending all of their life on a couch watching Netflix or whatever. But we have also the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles shows someone who really doesn't really have issues with financial issues, money issues. The Nine of Pentacles shows someone who has all of the things that they need in that material sphere of their life, at least. They are not worried about those kind of things because they already have them, or because they don't need them. That's also probably a circumstance that may occur. But to be frank, usually it shows someone who has a certain degree, amount of money and wealth. It's not usually someone who is rich, maybe not usually, not always someone who is rich, but definitely it's not someone who has issues with debt, mortgages that they cannot pay and things like that. They usually are quite good at their job because to have some material possessions, you have to earn them usually. So this is the case with the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Justice card, and the Justice card shows a person who has a trait that isn't that obvious throughout the world, I would say, and people in general, because the Justice card shows a person who is level-headed, who is in touch with their emotions and don't fall victim to bouts of anger, to depression, to anxiety, things like that. It's not that they don't experience emotion. They do experience sadness. They do experience anger as well, like everybody, but they know how to deal with that, and they're good with that, and because of that they seem as a person who really has their shit together. Let's call it like some people call it. And yes, they will be a person who will act accordingly to the situation and not overreact in any way. Leo, we have the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands shows someone who is experienced. And I'm not saying experienced because they're, 90 years old and they have that, insurmountable amount of work experience, and experience with riding a bicycle or whatever. This means experience in that a little bit unpleasant way. They didn't have an easy life in many regards. They went through a lot in the past, and because of those things that happened, this affected their character, and that level-headedness, I would say, can be an outcome of those things that they went through. And this usually goes hand in hand. So the Nine of Wands shows a person who endured a lot. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune, I believe, is a very important card here, because we're talking about someone that's most likely you're going to end up being with. And the Wheel of Fortune shows that this someone is going to be there for the long run. This isn't someone who is only interested in a fling, in something that isn't meaningful or whatever. This is someone who, if he or she decides to be with someone, and in this case with you, Leo, then this person is going to mean it and is going to try for it to work, and is going to work for it to work. Yes, it's going to put in that effort, and will quickly think about you as a partner, and the things that you can do together in the future. So quickly we'll think about, getting married, moving in together, things like that. So don't be surprised if they will come up with those kind of things quite early in the relationship, but this is usually for the better, yes? Especially as they are level-headed and are not in the whims of their, I don't know, they're not capricious. Oh, let's call it like that. My dear Leo, this is a reading for you and your soulmate. Hope you liked it. If so, drop a like, subscribe, as I said, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.